Welcome back to DBL. Today we're shining a spotlight on an amazing woman named Miss Peppermint. She's a trans woman who is breaking down barriers. You have to check her out. The multi-talented actress, singer, songwriter, activist, and drag queen, Miss Peppermint. Thank you so much for joining us on DBL. For those who are not yet familiar with you, you were the very first trans woman to originate a role on Broadway in Head Over Heels in 2018.
You know the world complex and wide to be temperamentally tranquilized.
Tell me about that experience.
It was amazing. It was a musical that was inspired by the Go-Go's, and I had the opportunity to audition. I went in, I nailed it. I'm really thankful and grateful for the opportunity. Maybe I'll be back on the stage someday.
I was trained classically and went into this. You were trained classically, and people didn't really believe in you. Is that right? Tell me kind of a little bit about that background, how you kind of had to fight for yourself to be a pioneer.
Yeah, you know, all my life I've always been a queer child, but when I went to school and was working on my degree in musical theater performance, which I have, I was confronted by a lot of teachers who would basically tell me, "You are just too queer. You're never gonna work on Broadway, and there's literally no roles written for trans women or people like you." And so,
and look at you now. My God, good for you.
Darling.
Yes, please, with the fan and everything. I want to get into Drag Race. You were season 9 runner-up.
Spicy red hot chocolatey. I'm minty fresh, but it ain't for free.
What has that experience meant to you? And do you have any sort of funny behind-the-scenes story?
Doing reality TV shows, unlike anything else, you cannot prepare for it. And so when I got there, I was quite surprised to find out that you were not allowed to talk to each other. You don't have a name, you have a number. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
One day, they left me behind and forgot that I wasn't there. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm one of the 13 people on your TV show. And that was a whole big thing. Somebody got fired. I was like terrified. I knew, I was like, RuPaul's trying to sabotage my game. Like, I had this whole thing going on. But obviously I made it to the end, and it's something that I'm very grateful for.
You have a new album, A Girl Like Me. I want to know about this album, and why is it so personal to you?
You don't want nobody seeing me with you.
Songs are all about, you know, my boobies and putting money in them and feeling fun and looking cute and working the runway and look at my shoes. And all those things are very real to me. But while I was having my Broadway experience, I was in a relationship, and it was the best relationship I'd ever had up to the point. It lasted about a year, and then basically decided to put that story to music.
Wow.
The whole theme across the whole project is letters to my lovers.
Wow.
And really good, reads them the riot act.
Oh, yes. I gotta be honest, breakup albums are like my thing. Like, I'm like Taylor Swift crying in the shower. Like, I can't wait to listen to this. This is right up my alley. I do want to get to some of your activism. Even with this pandemic, murders of transgender people in 2020 has already surpassed the total for last year. And that's just in 7 months. We talk about it a lot on the show. Why does this continue to be such a deadly problem for trans people? What is your take on all of this?
I mean, and the short answer is it's just plain discrimination. But I think that people do not understand that the people that are murdering many of these individual stories, it's at the hands of our boyfriends, our lovers, intimate partner violence. And it's not because our partners don't like us at all and want to kill us. It's that our partners would rather kill us than have anyone else know that they are with a trans person. That's the ticket. They do like us a lot, but what they hold at a higher regard is what other men think of them. And I think it's really important that we focus on and destigmatize those types of relationships and really open it up. And when we can break that down, I'm speaking to everyone who's not trans, because the problem with the murder of trans people is not trans people, it's everyone else. And I think that's really important.
I consider myself progressive, I consider myself well-rounded, and I've never seen it from that angle. The shame of that, which is coming from other stereotypes, is what's causing the violence. It's so fascinating and so important that you brought that up. Thank you so much for joining us on DBL and for really giving us a different perspective. That's why representation matters, so we can actually hear from people like you and learn. Everyone go and pick up Miss Peppermint's new album, A Girl Like Me. It is out now. Thanks so much. We'll be right back.